Yeah, we stay inside, but I'm very happy. Okay, they're walking out. And then together, walk out together.
Still working, yeah. Kind of loose.
2025 U-14 Nexus Championships presented by Osaka Hockey here from the Virginia Beach area in the Regional Training Center. Team Montreal taking on Team Athens, preparing for the championship gold medal match in this one. I'm Isaac Berkey, here to take you through it as these two teams coming in off of early 7 a.m. victories here at the RTC this morning. We'll dig into how they got to the championship matches. National anthem being played on the field, so we're going to pause and we'll have this one in just a minute. Athens in the red, Montreal in the white. Starting lineups we'll get through for these squads. Starting with Athens, we see Lauren Bruto, Stella Smith, Claire Haas, Adeline Stroughton, Ezra Dindasin, Ava Villiers, Abigail Forer, Giselle Natachoni, Amelia Devendorf, Peyton Kirchhoff, Gracie Wilson, Lily Slocum, Emily Inardi, Harper Donaldson, Annie Banks, and Savannah Sokol, rounding out the lineup for Athens. And for the team in red, or excuse me, the team in white today, Team Montreal, the lineup for Montreal: Alice Moorman, Caroline Galiski, Vienna Nanacioni, Ava Garino, Ella Laparco, Peyton Maza, Catherine Cerami, Mira Tower, Quinn Kidwell, Ella Hoffman, Sydney Grossman, Emma Herscher, Peyton Dillon, Blake Barnes, Carolyn Curtin, and Josephine Payne, rounding out the roster for Team Montreal. Montreal comes in the white kits today. Athens in the red, as I'm joined here in the booth from the RTC by Bren Underwood, getting ready for this one, as Montreal comes in a 7 a.m. victory this morning 4-2 over Los Angeles to jump into this gold medal match. Athens, a 4-1 victory over Rome. As underway we are from the Sportsplex on this one, far side. Athens in the red once again, Montreal in the white. And early on, the aggressor, clearly Athens in the red, trying to get off to a hot start.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge for these teams is they've only got 3 days to work with each other. So coming in, they're all coming from different areas of the country, all with different skill sets. You've got a coach who they most likely have not played with before. who's just trying to figure out where can I put these players to put them in the best position to not only succeed well as a team, but this is also a selection tournament. How do I make my players look the best for these selectors? Because there's some selection opportunities for them with Junior Olympics, Junior National Team camps. So a lot of factors go into play for these certain games for them, for Montreal and Athens to kind of lead to where they are right now.
And for these teams, obviously, you mentioned that aspect of it for these girls. It's not only learning your teammates, but also learning your coach and what your coach is kind of wanting, how you want to play there as well.
For sure. As someone who's been on both sides of that, both as a coach and as a player, there definitely is a balancing act of being able to really advocate for yourself as a player and saying, here's where I want to play, here's where I know I play best, but also being able to trust your coach who might see potential in you somewhere else where you might not be used to, and being able to take that with stride and with confidence and play your hardest no matter where you're put on the field.
As Montreal works their way out of their own defensive half, trying to get some offensive opportunity on the far side of the pitch, moving along. Both these teams, you mentioned wanting to work hard, but also it's hot out there. It's 87 degrees in the air. The turf adds a little bit to that. So you've got battling with learning new players, learning new teammates, and battling the elements as well.
Nah, it sure is hot. And the crazy thing is that's not the hottest I've seen Virginia Beach so far. So potential for it to get a lot toastier later in the day. Right now where it's noon o'clock. It is noon right now, and it is just going to continue to keep boiling, especially under this blazing sun.
Far side of the pitch, the opportunity almost presented itself for Montreal. However, things are going to flip, and Athens looks to go back on the attack, but halted.
Yeah, just a great attempt at an aerial by the center back there. However, because that ball was played into a group of players, you have to have a clear receiver in order for that aerial to be considered not dangerous. And because there was multiple people in that space, therefore the aerial is considered dangerous and it goes the opposite way.
For these two teams, early stages kind of punch, counter punch, trying to figure each other out in addition to their teammates. Obviously a few minutes in, but thoughts with the back and forth, knowing that what you've seen over the weekend and these girls having a chance to play with each other earlier today. Thoughts coming into game 2 of the afternoon from what you've seen so far?
You know, the big thing for this age group is the individual skill is really strong. A lot of these players are working really hard on their own time to develop their stick skills, their hits, their shots on goal. However, the biggest gap for the U-14 age group is being able to play cohesively on a team, especially with girls that they don't know. Being able to have that vision to look up, find where these other players are running into space, and being able to not only make the pass to a player, but then run off the ball and get ready for the next pass. So as we go into, the older age groups in these upcoming tournaments after U-14, we're going to see a little bit stronger passing patterns, a bit more possession. But from the U-14s, you're going to see a lot of strong individual skill, players trying to take the ball with speed on their own. And sometimes that works really well. Sometimes some strong defense is going to really stuff those opportunities.
And almost right on cue, we saw an opportunity on the far side of the pitch there as Team Athens tried to kind of create a break down the sideline before being thwarted. Now a chance coming back through middle of the pitch, but defense positioning sits on top and able to steal it away for Athens again.
Yeah, that just incredible skill from the defender for Athens there. Being able to not only pick up the ball with his strength, but be able to find the space down the right-hand side and force Montreal to kick the ball over the end line for them to get another possession going down the field.
Centering attempt, defense comes out on top, able to send that to the sideline and out. However, Athens will maintain possession. 9:20 to play, opening quarter, zeros on the scoreboard. Back and forth game so far.
Yeah, based on my experience with this age group, I'm expecting I think it's either going to be a really high scoring game or it's going to be a 1-0. I don't think we're going to see anything really in like the 1 to 2s, 2 to 3s. I mean, these kids love to prove me wrong whenever I'm on the mic. But a lot of these times we usually see some higher scoring opportunities just from some great individual skill. Or if we have these strong defenders like I think we're really seeing from Athens right now, I think it's going to be a low scoring game.
What kind of added pressure from your experience with this age group do you see as they play in those really tight games where you've got the pressure of it being a selection, you've got the pressure of the gold medal match, but also knowing that one goal might be it?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for the U14s is that even though this is still a selection tournament, at this age group, you're usually looking at your top couple of picks for these players that go to Junior Olympics and Junior National Team Camp. A lot of the selections are going to come more from the U16 age group. So what's really great for these coaches is to just go in and immediately say, hey, even though this is considered a selection tournament, this is more of just a learning experience for you guys to then be able to have a higher chance of being selected when you get a little bit older into those U16 spaces. So I really hope they're not putting that stress on them of being selected and really putting that pressure on them to perform in this game for those goals in particular. The pressure should be, I want to do well for my team. I want to do well because I love to succeed. I love to play hard and work hard, and not necessarily because what will the selectors think of me. Even if you are getting selected, that's a great mentality to have. Worry less about what's going on the sideline with those coaches, with the clipboards, and focus more on what can I do for my team in this situation that's best.
Nice little quick spin through the defense. Opportunity coming back for Athens, but defense thwarted and sent all the way down to the other end of the field by Montreal. Near side pass just a little bit ahead of the outstretched reach, unable to get it. And so Montreal will have a chance to try to set up things back in their own end, but try to get on the attack, something we haven't seen necessarily as much from Montreal. And I say that, and right back comes Athens with a nice little steal through the middle of the pitch. Chance that one sent over the goal. They're saying it was deflected out. So opportunity here for Athens with about 6.5 minutes to go, opening quarter. Quick sent backwards, looking for that, try to find that gap in the defense. Good closing effort, but opportunity down toward the end line. Athens chipped over and out. And so we're going to have an opportunity here for Athens.
Yeah, really smart play by Athens there. From that, looks like their right mid, being able to take the ball with speed down to the baseline. And while that's a low angle opportunity for a shot, being able to play the ball off of the defender's exposed feet to allow for a penalty corner, which is going to be a lot stronger of an opportunity for their team in order to get a shot on goal.
It's the high field IQ, the awareness to be able to do that. As a penalty corner chance here for Athens. Drop pass. That one blocked in front by the defense. To the inline, fighting there, loose, and they're going to say it just crossed over the inline, so we'll get another penalty corner for Athens.
Yeah, great job from Montreal to hold the fort in that space. I think that was a great slip off of the Athens player back foot to slip it left for the shot opportunity.
Top chance, slid across. Looking, that one sent wide, and a chance almost for Montreal to try to get a piece of that, but knowing where the goal was, where the opportunity was, easily let that slide out. So possession will go back to Montreal off the opportunity. As Montreal in white, Athens in red. Athens has been the aggressor so far here through the first, call it 10.5 minutes of quarter number one. Coming in off a 4-1 victory this morning to put themselves in this gold medal match near side. Nanachioni trying to take her team onto the offensive half. Hit ahead. That one going to roll to the inline and out. Good look. Had the teammate there. Just couldn't connect with her.
Yeah, what I think Montreal did on that play, they did a really great job of sending the ball back and around the back line. What we can try to encourage our U14s to do is sometimes the best way forward is to go back and around. We don't always have to force the ball through the middle, down the line. If we can change the angle of the ball by sending the ball back on a transfer, then we can really find a new angle and maybe a new gap that we can send this ball through.
Chance and a shot. That one looks like the leg pad might have gotten a piece of it to kind of redirect the opportunity from Athens. Good movement, good opportunity to find the space and get that shot off. Just didn't go their way that time.
Yeah, it looks like we have Savannah Sokol in goal from Uxbridge, Massachusetts. So all the way up north, probably a little bit colder up there than it is down here, and a lot warmer if you're in that goalie gear. I would know it is quite toasty, but she's doing a good job of holding the fort nevertheless.
As back the other way, chance for Montreal denied, and they get the opportunity on the. They get the opportunity coming back. We've seen a couple of chances in and around the goal for for Athens. Now Montreal are going to try to switch things and get their chance. Holding near midfield. Sent back in toward the goal. Going to bounce, deflect, and out. That'll stay with Montreal. So they kind of weathered the storm from Athens and now trying to get a chance of their own. Cutting through the defense. As that's Ella Hoffman making her move there, but not able to get it. However, a corner opportunity for Montreal, trying to get on the board. Zeros the score, just under 2 minutes to go, opening quarter.
Yeah, really smart play from Hoffman just to take the ball into space with speed. Athens kind of opened up their right baseline on that play and allowed her to get the ball in and get that foot for the corner.
From the right side of the goal, pass thrown up in, worked across. Chance, good stick to get in that shooting lane, poke it out. Montreal going to keep possession. Looking for the little backhand right on the line and out. But it'll stay with Montreal. So they weathered the storm, but now having some good opportunities of their own. Defensive work stepping through. Athens clears out. There's that good defense we talked about once again, creating havoc for both teams and making sure that the offensive chances are limited, and these goalies in that hot, sweaty gear get at least a little bit of rest from time to time.
For sure. Although as a goalkeeper, there isn't much rest because anytime you're not touching the ball, you're definitely talking to your back line. You're trying to create a build for your team, giving them the best opportunities of who's open down the field. And then when the ball's coming on your end, you are screaming at your defense who to mark, where the ball's going, where to keep the ball left or right. I'd say 80% of goalkeeping is basically quarterbacking your team in front of you, really being the general, telling them where to go, telling them what to do. As a goalie, I could not touch a ball for an entire game and I'll still be exhausted from the amount of yelling and the amount of thinking I have to do in order to set my team up for success in front of me.
As a goalie in a situation like this where you've got a team that is still relatively new to you, obviously that communication is important. How do you learn on the go? How do you kind of figure out how your defenders communicate best and what kind of communication, what terminology, or what they respond to best to make sure that you're communicating in the most effective way?
With a brand new team, the goal is to keep it simple. Focus on who should step to the ball, forcing it left or right, calling for the shot when you want to take the ball. The simpler and the quicker you can be with a brand new team, the better.
First quarter is done. Zeros on the scoreboard. I'm not going to say you called it yet because we still got a long way to go, but you mentioned these games either go one of two ways, and this certainly looks like it's going to be a defensive battle. That's what it's been so far. Both teams have had chances, but 0-0 is the score sitting after one, certainly looking like it's heading down the defensive struggle way.
Yeah, you're being very generous to me, Isaac.
So we're going to pause for a moment. We'll be back with the second quarter. Zeros on the scoreboard, Montreal and Athens after the first.
Grow the game.
Grow the game.
Grow the game.
Grow the game!
Grow the game.
Grow the game. Grow the game.
Grow the game.
Gold medal match, U-14 Nexus Championship presented by Osaka from the Regional Training Center in a balmy Virginia Beach. Team Montreal and Team Athens 0-0 on the scoreboard after the opening stanza. I'm Isaac Berkey, she's Brent Underwood. We saw Athens in that opening stanza, certainly more aggressive offensively, but we said it right as the quarter ended. Defense was the story of that quarter.
Yeah, both teams have been quite even so far. Each team has gotten at least one corner opportunity, and a couple of shots really started to pepper the goalkeepers on either side. So looking for a pretty even game if we're staying consistent with what we just saw in the first quarter.
Josephine Payne, the keeper for Team Montreal. Meanwhile, on the other side, Savannah Sokol, the keeper for Athens. Montreal in the white, Athens in the red. As movement near side, Alice Mormon, the opportunity up the left sideline. Good move to cut back in. Pass just a little bit ahead of the intended target, Caroline Galiski. And so Athens able to clear out for time being, trying to work their way back up to the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, Josephine Payne, the Texas Pride goalkeeper, is probably used to this weather, being all the way down from Bel Air. It is quite hot in Texas at this time.
This might actually be a nice little cool down for her, considering what she's probably gotten used to with that gear on.
Exactly.
Long pass ahead. Montreal intercepts, works back to the midfield. Pass ahead, trying to counter in transition. As Galiski, once again, she's found her way into the offensive activity early on. The New York native, 2032 class of, is Galiski, wearing at number 92 in white. Long pass ahead, and Montreal settles near midfield once again. Good poke away on the run. Defense is right there. That one's Sydney Grossman. Loses it. Chance for Athens. Nice little poke. Still there. Athens. Chance. Rejected. Slowed down. But we're going to get an opportunity on the corner for Athens in red. This will be their third of the match so far. Zeros on the scoreboard early here in the second quarter.
Yeah, good to see Athens with another penalty corner opportunity on this play. After taking a bit of pressure from Montreal at the end of that first quarter, it's nice to see that they were able to kind of shift the weight of the game in their favor.
And trying to kind of seize that momentum, seize the weight of that game. This game, as the chance right here, sent up top, sidestep, Shot deflected, batted down, sliding save across as Josephine Payne. Right place, right time, but another opportunity coming for Athens on the corner.
Yeah, Payne, really good job stepping up on that play there, understanding that the player for Athens was going to try and take that shot in that space.
Gracie Wilson addresses up top. Athens shot. Payne is there, tries to kick it towards her own teammates. Held Athens once again. Shot loose, kicked in front. They're going to score. It was loose, sitting on the line, and Johnny on the spot for Athens as they're able to tap it home and take the 1-0 lead here with 11:22 to go in this second quarter.
Yeah, just a great job from Athens, being able to frame the cage, being aware of where the most dangerous places are around the goal, and that's your far post, that's your stroke mark. So having players in those space for that loose ball, being able to flick it up in the end.
As Athens takes the 1-0 lead, we'll get you the goal scorer here as we can. But Montreal started off the quarter, started really from about 3 minutes left in that opening quarter, took it into turning, and 1 goal scored from Athens to make it a 1-0 match. Seeing if they can get some momentum here, moving ahead, had a chance, had a teammate wide open, but Stella Smith unable to get the pass across. It'll stay with Athens, though, in the red, Montreal in the white. I believe that Athens goal scored by Giselle Nataccioni as they take the 1-0 lead. Hard pressure put on defensively. Stepping through, Smith tries to center. Poked, pulled away. Montreal trying to just get out of harm's way. They play it up to the sideline, deflects off the stick right there in front of Gracie Wilson. And so Montreal weathers the storm, down 1-0, trying to get momentum and offense coming back their way here with about 9.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, Giselle Nataccioni, a member of Mainline Mayhem, a team that actually got third in the U-14 NCCs, the National Club Championships, in late June. So part of a very strong team up in Central PA. We're actually closer to Conshohocken, so that's a bit more east, right outside of Philly.
And just in from the field itself, correction on the goal scorer there, it was Amelia Devendorf out of New York. So Devendorf with the tally, in Athens with the 1-0 lead here midway through the second quarter. Shot, that one slides through everybody, and Gracie Payne, or Josephine Payne there, rolls out. It'll come back to Montreal. As trailing by 1, this has been kind of a defensive struggle, but we've seen in this second quarter at least, a couple of shots from Montreal to start it. Athens has come back. They were able to capitalize on back-to-back corners to take that lead. But is this going to be the proverbial dam break here where we start to see tons of goals, or are we going to play to another tight, hard-fought match? Only time will tell. Far side, Montreal on the offensive. Athens weathering the storm for time being, going to survey pitch, pulling up towards midfield. Bouncer held by Montreal, but going to go right back to Athens.
So these U-14s, there are a couple players that can send really nice aerials. An important rule to note is, as there was a clear receiver in that space, she has the advantage to not only receive the ball, but allow it to settle before a defender is allowed to step up and play. So that defender has to stay 5 meters before being able to step up and play that ball once the ball is settled. Of course, the ball wasn't settled, it was still bouncing. So that approach was considered illegal. Ball stays with Athens.
Catherine Sarami trying to go from deep in her end up towards midfield for Montreal. Got only so far before it was coughed up, turned over, and back to Athens in red, leading 1-0 here late in this second quarter. Down the far side, looking to center in front. The defense of Montreal comes away and thwarts that opportunity, as it looked like it was Abigail Forer trying to get things going offensively before being denied. Peyton Dillon on the restart, the New Jersey native for Team Montreal.
Yeah, Abigail Forer from Shillington, Pennsylvania. It's actually about like a 3-minute drive from where I'm from, Isaac. She plays for Next Level Field Hockey, based out of Mannheim, Pennsylvania. Plays under Coach Schellenberger, who's actually here coaching a team today. She'll be coaching in the bronze medal game just after this one.
And that bronze medal game, of course, we will have streamed for you as well, as bronze medal game going to feature Team Rome and Team Los Angeles. That one set for 1:15, but right now we've got a tight, hard-fought 1-0 game with 4:57 to go, second quarter. That pass, maybe just a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of misunderstanding where your teammates were, as there was a white jersey walking on the sideline, and I think she just thought that that was her teammate in the field of play instead of right outside. As Montreal in the white, Sydney Grossman slowly working her team's way up the pitch towards midfield, trailing by 1. Looking to create some offense. They saw this start of the second quarter with a couple of chances, but have been relatively quiet since that point. That said, looking for a centering feed, goes right off the defender. Good defensive positioning, and again, that defense we talked about in quarter number 1 coming into play. Positioning, knowing where the passing lanes are. Good defensive play to take away that opportunity.
Yeah, we're going to get another corner for Montreal. Just a great chance to really get some more momentum going for this team. Obviously, with being down a goal, there's a little bit of pressure from them to execute on this play. Just for them, just a reminder to stay calm, stay composed, do what they've been doing so far. It's still been an even game regardless of the score.
Emma Hirschner taking the corner for Montreal. Good ball movement, trying to get a shot off. Right there, Athens. Defensive positioning, shot, kick, save out. Second chance. And denied, but the kick save there last minute coming from Sokol.
Savannah Sokol, what a great lunge on the ball. Just some notes from an excellent save by goalkeeper if you're watching. Being able to stay balanced, keep her hands in front of her, and lunge through and get her weight forward onto that saving foot, finishing through the ball, and keeping her entire chest and her weight forward in front of her as she makes that save.
Spoken like a true former goalkeeper yourself.
Hey, you can't say former yet. I just finished my college career. Once the goalie, always a goalie, all right?
A goalkeeper yourself. There we go.
There we go.
We'll remove the former there. Sorry about that.
Hey, you can come watch me at Senior Nexus. I play in just about a week.
As here for the Junior Nexus U-14 gold medal match, Montreal and Athens. Montreal in the white, Athens in the red. Corner opportunity for Athens. This is going to be their 5th of the match so far. Last time we saw them in this position ended up leading to their first and only goal of the match so far.
Indeed, and what a great job to get the ball down the field quickly after conceding a penalty corner on the opposite end of the field and get one of their own to finish.
Making sure everyone's on the same page. You see the little hand signals between teammates there. Pass up top, split across. As trying to get a shot off there was Donaldson, but the poke check denies that, and Montreal weathers a storm momentarily. Athens back on the attack. One thing that they've been able to take advantage of, it seems, is a shot kicked out, rolling to the sideline and out. One thing that Athens has seemed to be able to do well so far here in this second quarter as we go under the minute mark is every time it seems like they might have a chance, Montreal weathers the storm, they come right back with another opportunity. Don't even really let them get to midfield before they mount pressure once again.
For sure. And just a little shout out to Harper Donaldson, who's been doing a great job at back, being on that corner, being on that circle for the corner, but has been doing an excellent job of holding the fort for Athens on the defensive line. A member of H2O is doing an excellent job back there of not only being in front of her mark, but then taking the ball speed and finding an outlet after she makes that defensive play. That's something we're really trying to teach our players at this young age, being able to not only defend the ball properly, but then look up and try and make the next pass early as soon as they make that reception.
Middle turning, trying to get a pass off there, and as you talk about making that pass early, maybe waiting a little bit too long, trying to back the defender down, as it was Caroline Curtin. As time runs out in half number 1, so the lone goal for Athens coming from Devendorf as they lead 1-0. We'll be back with the second half in just a little bit of this gold medal match from Virginia Beach.
Same is lame. Field hockey players have stick. They've got vibe. They've got that tuning fork in their hearts that goes off when a ball thumps the backboard of a goal. Field hockey is for the mold breakers, the convention challengers, the trailblazers, people who think outside the box and come alive inside the circle. Sure, there will always be those who mindlessly take the road more traveled, think the same, do the same, play the same. Field hockey players know that the strength of the pack is the wolf, and that the strength of the wolf is the pack. We know we're different, and we're proud of it. It's how we stand out. It's how we fit in. Like eagles, we soar individually, yet value family and togetherness highly. Join us. We're the minority of millions that get it. There's a stick waiting to be picked up, lifelong friendships to be made, goals to be a part of, victories, defeats, draws, and more. Stories to be told, with you, by you, of you. There's a field hockey team waiting to be called yours. Game on. Dare to differ.
From credentials to luggage tags, even time standards tags for competitive swimmers, Bag Tags creates durable and distinct functional sporting events tags that are not only used as a security measure, but are also treasured keepsakes, marking special moments and milestones in an athlete's competitive career. Bag Tag services some of the most notable sporting events across the country. Fully customizable, totally unique, and made in the USA. Visit bagtagsinc.com today.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Same as lame. Field hockey players have stick. They've got vibe. They've got that tuning fork in their hearts that goes off when a ball thumps the backboard of a goal. Field hockey is for the mold breakers, the convention challengers, the trailblazers, people who think outside the box and come alive inside the circle. Sure, there will always be those who mindlessly take the road more traveled, think the same, do the same, play the same. Field hockey players know that the strength of the pack is the wolf, and that the strength of the wolf is the pack. We know we're different, and we're proud of it. It's how we stand out. It's how we fit in. Like eagles, we soar individually, yet value family and togetherness highly. Join us. We're the minority of millions that get it. There's a stick waiting to be picked up, lifelong friendships to be made, goals to be a part of, victories, defeats, draws, and more. Stories to be told, with you, by you, of you. There's a field hockey team waiting to be called yours. Game on. Dare to differ.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Back at Regional Training Center in Virginia Beach, second half of this gold medal match. I'm Isaac Berkey, she's Bryn Underwood. 1-0 match through the first two quarters in favor of Team Athens. That goal coming from Devendorf in the second quarter. But Bryn, you kind of called it early on, a defensive battle back and forth. Each team has had some chances, but the defense is really kind of clamping down and being the story of this gold medal match so far.
Yeah, there is a half to go, so we could see some more scoring opportunities here. But so far, it's been pretty even on both sides, both offensively and defensively. Just that one goal that kind of squeezed in.
As it looked like Ava Vie making her move there, losing possession momentarily, but a corner opportunity early on for Athens looking to extend their lead. They've got 5 so far in the match. That goal coming off of a cluster from a corner. Certainly an opportunity for them to extend the lead here.
Yeah, just looked at that Montreal defender was not 5 before attempting to play defense on the restart. And any 5-yard penalty within that 23-meter line is a immediate upgrade to a penalty corner.
As Athens trying to use the near post defense, comes out on top, and all goes against Athens. And so once again they weather the storm. Montreal does in white, trailing 1-0, trying to find a way to equalize this here in the third quarter. Up towards midfield on the attack, Montreal. A little bit of a push, and so they're going to have a chance to restart. Catherine Sarami See her standing near side. Addressing the ball, though, Quinn Kidwell for Team Montreal. Kidwell out of Pennsylvania from Glen Mills. 1-0 this score. Montreal in white, Athens in red. Offensively, Athens has certainly been the aggressor so far through the first 2 quarters and 2 minutes. We'll see if they're able to keep the foot on the gas and maybe tuck 1 or 2 more past Josephine Payne, who has been very good for Team Montreal to this point. Long shot blocked by the defense, and once again, Montreal getting in those shooting lanes and those passing lanes, making things a little bit tougher for Team Athens as shot attempt just rolls right out. And so Montreal, say it again, weather the storm, chance to go on the attack and try to equalize. Intercepted, Athens. Splits the defense, trying to get a shot off. Not gonna go, but a good look for Athens, pressing the issue once again, trying to keep possession and keep their foot on the gas pedal to create some more opportunities here early in half number 2.
Yeah, well, that was a low angle shot. It was on cage, and that does force your goalkeeper to have to make a save and get another opportunity on goal from that long hit.
And with those low angle shots, really anything can happen at times. You never know when a little deflection, somebody able to get in there, or simply a keeper just misreads it.
Yeah, it's definitely why you encourage players who are on the baseline to send the ball onto the opposite post of the side they're on, especially if you have a player on that far post ready to tip the ball in. Just a little more traffic, a little more opportunity to get a small touch that could potentially end up going into the back of the goal.
Athens dancing their way through traffic and through trouble there, knocked out by Montreal, but Athens going to try to go back on the attack. That one sent through from Annie Banks. Intercepted Montreal, trying to clear out. Athens keeps pressing, holds. Trying to dance in. We've seen maybe a little bit of that mentality you touched on where one or two steps, the pressure is 1 or 2 extra instead of looking for that early pass. It's worked at times for Athens, but they've also coughed up the ball at times because of it.
Yeah, Isaac, there's a small balance between dribbling the ball on an angle in order to draw the defender and then make the pass so it goes around them, and then also sending the ball early so that you're not allowing the defender to get in the line of the player you're trying to pass to in order to get that ball down the field just a little bit quicker.
Corner opportunity for Athens. 6th of the match.
Yeah, you're having to say that a lot, aren't you?
We've had a lot in the last few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get to about 7 or 8, I might lose track, but so far so good. Shot back post, chance. Trying to get across. Lifted, rolls out. And a good look for Athens, but Montreal stands tall.
Yeah, just great defense. From it looks like that corner defense, Montreal's playing with 2 low post players, being able to try and thwart that ball back to the insert and able to play defense. Really apply that pressure to not allow an immediate shot when that ball gets passed down to the insert, who of course tried to send that ball far post like we've been talking about, just a little bit too high for her team.
Chance in front shot, that one sliding, looked like the stick of Josephine Payne might have gotten a piece of it, but Athens keeping the pressure on. Right after the corner, they come back, another good look. Athens is pressing, and it kind of has that feel at some point in the next few minutes, unless Montreal is able to kind of flip the script. Athens is going to break through with another one here.
Yeah, Athens just applying a lot of pressure, not really giving Montreal any sort of build opportunity. Just really good execution of that press from Coach Tara Heskett. doing a great job of keeping her team, applying pressure, getting this ball in the circle, and allowing for corner opportunities.
Shot blocked in front, the defense clamping down. But another opportunity on the corner here for Athens. You talked about what you've seen defensively from Montreal in the corners. From Athens, how do you kind of adjust to try to take advantage or exploit something in that defense?
Yeah, it's all about just trying something new. It seems like the last two corners, Athens have tried that ball back down to the insert for a shot, which haven't seemed to provide much success. Looks like they're trying something different now.
Worked across, shot blocked, rebound in front, trying to collect it. Unable, pressure. Athens wants to center, deflected off of Montreal, so it'll stay with Athens. And again, they keep the pressure on. 7:07 to go, third quarter, 1-0. Athens leading thanks to the goal from Devendorf.
Yeah, with still so much time left in the third quarter and about 7 or 8 corners now for Athens, that's a lot of really high-scoring chances against Montreal. If they can try to sort of limit those as much as they can going into the rest of this third quarter and going into the fourth. Honestly, the more corners you get, the higher chance that one of these balls is going to end up in the back of the goal cage at some point. You can only have so many chances on defense before something starts to slip through.
And if you're Montreal, it really feels like you got to find a way to get over midfield. They've had chances when they've gotten over midfield in the earlier parts of this game, not so much here in the third quarter, but this third quarter has almost been predominantly on the defensive half of the pitch for Montreal as we see them move out towards midfield before Athens reclaims it. But right there, it's Montreal trying to get some offense right on cue and kind of calm down the storm that is the Athens defense. Chance, no one was there. And so the opportunity for Montreal goes nowhere.
Yeah, one thing that could help Montreal in this situation is the defense is looking for any option they can down the field. If we can get some more off-ball movement from these forwards and these mids in order to create some space and ability to pop in front of their defenders to get these balls before the defenders can intercept, then they're going to find some more opportunities down the field into their opposition circle for a chance on goal.
As pass through, intercepted by Galiski. She tries to center, but defense is right there. And you mentioned it, and we saw it in the last couple of plays from this Athens defense. Seems like every time Montreal tries to maybe hit to space, find a gap, there's a red jersey right there that just swoops right in and covers it.
Yeah, and in that instance, it's been Harper Donaldson, like I said before, really closing off any opportunity in that center back position. Doing a great job of not only being a great defender, but also being a great vocal leader. We obviously don't have sound on our live stream, but you can see her basically gesturing for her defense around her to find the correct positions, telling her midfield where to go. And at an age like U-14, that's something that's really valuable, that if you can continue to maintain and foster, is something that a lot of coaches down the line want to have on their team.
And certainly something in a tournament like this where you don't have that kind of second nature of, I've played with you for so long, I know you're going to be in this spot. It helps to be talking. It helps to be talking with a purpose, as some coaches would say, and certainly helps this defense stay strong.
Yeah, it also helps with, the indication of selections and things like that. Sometimes these players come into the mentality of, if I can dribble through 8 players and then take a beautiful reverse chip on goal, then that's what the selectors want to see. When in reality, the USA way and the US mentality is, can I make the right passes to my team to set them up for success? Can I communicate to my teammates to help them be on the ball and be in the right place at the right time? Can I work as a unit with my teammates in order to give us the best possible chance on goal? So it's not always about the me, it's about the we. And that's what these selectors are looking for when trying to find their next future talent for USA junior and senior national teams.
The old, to take ice hockey references, the old Herb Brooks quote of not looking for the best players, but looking for the right ones certainly comes into play. The ones that can adjust to whoever you're playing with, but know how to take advantage of that, as we saw a sequence there where Athens got off their heels back on the attack and right back to where most of this quarter has been with 2:45 to go. Athens leading 1-0. Certainly has the feel like there's going to be another one coming soon, as they've gotten plenty of opportunities here in this third quarter.
Yeah, Montreal really has to maintain possession on this ball. Look to send the ball out wide. A lot of these times these players are thinking going to goal, and by that sending the ball down the middle, when in reality sending the ball out wide and then getting into the circle later down the field is really the key to success with these groups.
As the long shot bounced around and taken out by Montreal, trying to clear it to the sideline. Good wise decision, and knowing where on the field she was for Athens, is that was Emily Anardi letting it roll out, but still Athens pressing the issue, moving onward. Out and back to Montreal, so 1:40 to go, third quarter. No scoring in this third stanza, only one goal total in this gold medal match so far. Montreal trailing Athens 1-0, and Athens right back on the attack.
Yeah, I think a conversation Coach Sande Kadali is going to have with Montreal is how do we keep the ball in our team's possession in order to get the ball down the field. Just kind of, they're sending these long balls that are getting picked off by this strong back line for Athens. How do we send smaller but open passes down the field, utilize our mids instead of trying to send the long ball forwards who aren't open at the moment, in order to create more opportunity going down the field and also get more numbers with the ball.
As pass works across, chance Athens, and we'll come back to what you were saying here in a minute once we have a pause, but certainly how much of that from this defense, young defense, not fully experienced together, is kind of that panic of, I got to get this out, we're back on our heels, as opposed to, maybe taking a second more to find that open teammate to make the short pass.
Yeah, I actually think instead of waiting on the ball to look up to have the pass, there's a thing that we called pre-scanning, where before you even receive the ball, looking down the field, seeing where my next pass is before I receive the ball, then once I receive it, I can send it there immediately without keeping the ball for too long.
Eighth corner for Athens. Stutter step around the defense, the opportunity there, as that was Giselle Nataccioni. But time out in the third quarter, so one goal scored in the second quarter. That's all we've had so far. Athens leading Montreal 1-0. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in just a few from Virginia Beach.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
What does happiness mean to you?
Being in the ocean with you, watching you catch super fun waves. In Virginia Beach, happiness is breaking barriers and savoring the sunshine.
I couldn't pick a better place or a better person to be with. This is what makes me happy.
Happiness is going all out.
And taking it all in.
Here, happiness is whatever you make it. Find yours in Virginia Beach.
Three quarters in the books, one to go from Virginia Beach. This gold medal match, Team Athens leading Team Montreal 1-0. Bren, 3 quarters down. You touched on a little bit of, if you were leading Team Montreal, kind of what you would focus on. Flipping sides, if you're the head coach of Team Athens, what are you saying to your girls heading into this fourth quarter?
Well, it's still a 1-0 game, so this defense cannot sleep if you're on Team Athens. They're doing a great job of staying alert, staying on top of the ball when these long balls are coming through. They're getting in front of the forwards, receiving the ball strong, and then getting the ball back down the field for another offensive push. Continue to play the way they're playing, and as the time dwindles down, just maintain possession, keep the ball, slow down the level of play, because if it's still 0-1 with about 5 minutes left to go, that's when Montreal's really going to pick up the pace, get a little bit more antsy, try and get this ball down the field quickly for some opportunity on goal.
As Athens in the red, starting with possession, but coughed it up. So Montreal, maybe an early opportunity as far side of the pitch, Chance stepping in. Stanton, that one never really had a chance, was destined wide of the cage before it really got too far at all.
Yeah, one small thing I want to point out, a little bit of an aside from what we've been talking about. We talked a little bit about Giselle Nataccioni. I think we've concluded that twin sister Vienna is playing for Montreal. So we have Giselle on Team Athens and Vienna on Montreal, and a relief for their parents who don't have to split time on both fields. They can both be here watching their daughters play at the same time. Both from Pennsylvania, both members of the club team Mainline Mayhem. Congratulations to them for being able to play against each other in the national championship, per se, national championship, if you consider that for Nexus. As a twin myself, always love when I get to play against my sister, especially in games like this.
Certainly plenty of bragging rights on the trip home from whoever comes out on top. Right now, it looks like that's going to be with Giselle as this sits at a 1-0 Athens lead. Montreal, though, you mentioned Athens not kind of sitting back on their heels and continuing to press, only a 1-goal difference, but Montreal's come out firing here in the fourth quarter with 13:04 to go. Trying to find a way to break through and sneak one past Savannah Sokol. Athens has been uncharacteristically on their heels to start this one, but they're going to get a chance right now trying to move up the near sideline. On the run past one defender, tries to sneak it past the other, but good positioning from the defense. Maybe a little too much air underneath the ball and sends it out instead of right back where she wanted to, which would ideally be on her stick.
Yeah, however, Athens has done a great job on their press on getting these quick counterattacks. So being able to get Montreal on this 16-yard hit and really pressure them to move the ball around their back line is kind of a place Athens would probably want their team to be in, especially with the opportunities they've got from the build from Team Montreal.
Catherine Cerami for Team Montreal, the New Canaan, Connecticut native. Not going to go much farther, though, for Montreal, as Athens will regain possession, trying to clear towards midfield. And just like we saw in the early stages, kind of a back and forth battle in what we'll call the middle third of the field. It's kind of what we've seen here, the early stages of this fourth quarter, is both teams knowing that time is running out. On one side, Athens wanting to keep the issue pushed onto the offensive half of the pitch for them and extend their lead. Montreal trying to tie it up and bring this one to one aside. Going to be able to find that next goal is even more important with 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Pass. Far side looked like Alice Mormon trying to make a run. Towards the end line, the defense from Athens.
It looks like on that play, the referee is signaling that there was a third party. So in that situation, if a player has the ball and a defender is defending them, let's say in this case, Athens had the ball, Montreal was defending, trying to get it back in the circle. If an Athens player steps in between them, therefore blocking the Montreal player from getting to the ball, that's considered a third party. Therefore, a penalty corner is called.
Caroline Curtin to take the penalty corner for Montreal. Up top, long shot. Right in the middle, deflected, pushing toward the end line. And out. So a chance for Montreal. They're going to maintain possession, try to get another chance cutting in here. As that was Ella Hoffman. Defensive work from Athens, but it's going to be another corner opportunity for Montreal. So kind of a similar feeling to when Athens got their goal, back-to-back corners. Montreal now a chance on the corner to try to set this one even.
Yeah, this is some great momentum for Montreal. Still down 0-1. This is great news for them to continue to get some shots on goal. Really test Savannah Sokol in that cage, trying to see if they can get an opportunity here.
Eva Guarino addressing the corner there.
Looks like a player went a little bit early on the penalty corner for Athens, so therefore she has to go back to the 50, and Athens will play with 3 defenders in the goal.
The cross shot, and Sokol was right there. Might have hit the post as well, but ricochets out the sideline. Athens stays on their heels. Montreal keeps possession. .8:26 to go in this fourth quarter. Montreal certainly has been the aggressor, something we haven't seen tons of through this one, as it seemed like Athens had a lot of the momentum, but everything has shifted as another corner opportunity here for Montreal. I'll call it really the third in the last couple of minutes, and a big chance for the team in white. Guarino. Opportunity, left side, shot, loose, still there, pushed out. But Montreal continuing to get chances, continuing to buzz around the goal.
Yeah, just a great adjustment from Montreal on that mistrap on the corner. Having that supporting player being able to step up, take that ball, and then make a pass in order to create some space for the shot on the corner. Just a really good heads-up play to get something on goal for Savannah Sokol to make that save. Unfortunately, it didn't go in for them this time, but if things continue to pan out the way they have so far in this fourth quarter, Montreal is hoping to get another opportunity, maybe on another penalty corner.
What seems to be the biggest difference to you on the way Montreal has played, or what they've been able to do in this fourth quarter compared to quarters 1, 2, and 3?
I think they've just been able to keep the ball a little bit more in their possession for a bit longer. A lot of it has to do with sort of the internal shift, the energy. Montreal knowing they're down, but only down 0-1. Really trying to, up the level of play, up the speed, and and Athens trying to slow down that play can kind of get caught on their back heels if they're slowing the play down a little too much. And that seems to be what's kind of that shift is happening right now with both of these teams. Montreal trying to push the speed, Athens trying to slow it down, but kind of getting caught being a little bit slow defensively as Montreal's picking it up.
6:20 to go, fourth quarter. Only goal coming from Devendorf in the second quarter. Montreal trying to change that, though, on the offensive.
Yeah, one thing a lot of these U-14 players, as we saw on that foul right there, is a lot of usage of the reverse sweep. A lot of these players still working on trying to...
Chance trying to break in. The keeper, Sokol, great job to cut down the angle and to really force either to get there fast and make a decision or lose it. And Montreal lost it, but a good scoring opportunity nonetheless.
Yeah, what a great step up on a ball that was a little bit loose from Savannah Sokol, forcing that player to have to make a decision as she goes out on that slide. Even though she didn't touch the ball with her pads, being able to force that pressure and force that quick decision-making allowed the ball to go out wide.
As whistle against Montreal. So Athens trying to flip the tables here and come back fast the other way. Over the line opportunity, good poke, jars it loose. 4:54 to go, fourth quarter. 1 goal differential, Athens and Montreal. Trying to find space, the defense closing down fast and limiting opportunities. Out it goes, possession to Montreal. So certainly feels like a different Montreal team that we're seeing in this fourth quarter alone. We saw those back-to-back corners. A couple of other good opportunities. Montreal has the momentum in the fourth quarter, but is it going to be enough is the question with just about 4 minutes to play, trailing by 1.
Yeah, if they continue to play as we've been seeing in this fourth quarter, I think they're going to get the ball down the field a little bit longer. As we saw, such a great passing pattern until it got picked off by Athens on the defense, but being able to receive the ball in the middle and then open up and look to the opposite end of the field is a tactic that we're looking for these players to kind of continue to grow and develop into. And it's nice to see it at this U14 level, being able to find the ball into the pocket in the space, open up, see if we can switch angles on the field and look for the other side where there clearly is more space.
Corner opportunity for Athens. Their 9th of the match. Just about 3:15 to go. So we saw them capitalize on the corner per se with their only tally so far. A chance to really flip the way this fourth quarter has gone right here with another corner. Settled, played across, that one just hopped over the stick. Far side, Athens pressured by Montreal, looking to center it. Deflected, and they're gonna say off of Montreal. The defender was there in the passing lane. Good effort, but just got a stick on it, so it stays with Athens.
Yeah, if you're Athens in this situation with about 2.5 minutes to go, the goal is to keep the ball, not try and allow Montreal to get another play into their defensive 25. But just pass the ball around the back, slow down the play, really delay as much as possible to give Montreal as little time as possible to get the ball in the circle.
As far side, Athens going to be able to, thought they were able to sneak away with that one, but Montreal keeps possession. Holds. Good move around the defender, steps in. That one dipped out, and a chance for Montreal as a corner opportunity here with 1:41 to go. Fourth quarter, down by 1. sixth corner for Montreal. What do you think they're looking for here on this one?
You know, for Montreal, I think you have such a strong goalie in the cage with Savannah Sokol, has made some really strong saves throughout. I think you have to find some sort of option that causes some congestion in the circle for Sokol to not have a great look on the play. Sometimes people like to send in a screen, a player who stands right in front of the goalkeeper in order to make it harder to see this ball come in for a shot.
As that shot definitely had bodies, as you called, right in front of Sokol, but didn't get to her. Played high, and so less than a minute to go. Athens with possession. Certainly going to look to try to just run off as much clock as they can.
Yeah, this is really smart from Athens right now. Send the ball into the corner. Have one of your best players with stick skill keep the ball in that corner. Slow down play. Try and get a foul against Montreal. So they have to get back and get 5. Reset the ball. Stop. Look up. And then play it into the corner again.
And exactly as you called, exactly what they did there. But that one going out. A rule, it was poked out by Montreal. So Athens just going to continue to try to kill off a little bit more time. 10 seconds on the clock, up by 1. They get it out running towards midfield. And that one's going to go over the line and is going to cap this one off. So Athens takes this 1-0 in this gold medal match. The only goal coming from Amelia Dievendorf, the New York native, putting Athens on the board in quarter number 2. That's all they needed as they take this one by a final of 1-0. Final thoughts from what you saw from these two teams?
You know, I think it really was a defensive game. I think what kept Montreal off the board was just really strong defense from that back line from Athens, and then some great goalkeeping from Savannah Sokol to make some quality saves. Just make them look easy, stay balanced, stay in front of the play. She did a really good job there. Obviously, some credit to Josephine Payne in the other goal too. Just a really great finish on that goal for Athens. But I think defense was the name of the game.
Gold medal match goes Athens' way, the 1-0 victory. We will have the bronze match coming up in just about 5 to 10 minutes. That one, Team Los Angeles and Team Rome. Thanks for joining us for the gold medal match. Athens tops Montreal 1-0 from the Regional Training Center in Virginia Beach.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
Let's go!
Cova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit covapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
From credentials to luggage tags, even time standards tags for competitive swimmers, Bag Tags creates durable and distinct functional sporting events tags that are not only used as a security measure, but are also treasured keepsakes, marking special moments and milestones in an athlete's competitive career. Bag Tag services some of the most notable sporting events across the country. Fully customizable, totally unique, and made in the USA. Visit bagtagsinc.com today.
Hampton Roads has a long-running high school and college sports tradition. It's time to give them the spotlight they deserve. This is 757 Sports Talk.
Usually it's Hatfield. That's why I try to tell everybody, get on Hatfield. He is the legal scribe, the talking head that knows all this, puts the whammies on up, We do things different on this podcast. That's why we're rated number 3 in the state.
You got Play-Doh? Get out of here! We got people all over the globe watching with us. Sitting in a phone booth with you would be very...
well, no, we got to have your own phone booth. I'm not sitting in no phone booth with you.
It is 757 Saturday Sports Talk here on Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe.
Grow the game.
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 Grow the game. Grow the game.
Grow the game.
Get ready for the concert event of the summer.
On the road again.
Catch Willie Nelson and family. Bob Dylan. Turnpike Troubadours. And more at the Outlaw Music Festival's 10th anniversary tour, July 29th. Veterans United Home Loans Amphitheater at Virginia Beach. Get access to preferred tickets with your city card. For tickets and more, go to livenation.com and outlawmusicfestival.com.
Bronze medal match just getting underway. Team Rome in the red, Team Los Angeles in the white, coming off of a defensive battle in the gold medal match, a 1-0 victory in that one for Team Athens. as Los Angeles in the white here, moving right to left. Rome in the red. Long pass ahead, trying to stride it out towards the inline, just not able to get there. As we look to get off to a hot start in this one. Bren, again, quick thoughts from what you've seen and quick thoughts coming into a match like this where both these teams had a loss earlier today, trying to bounce back both mentally, individually, but also as a team to end on a high note.
Yeah, for sure. As a coach, you're really trying to continue to motivate your team. Obviously, coming off of a loss can be quite hard, but keeping them encouraged, knowing we still have a bronze medal game. These teams are just as capable of playing at a gold medal level as the teams we just saw in the championship. So reminding them that in any place you're playing for, we're playing for the gold of the game for that time. So a win at any point is always good news. It's always something to look for, no matter what place you're playing for.
Los Angeles, the aggressor early on, is we saw the attempt to kind of get out of their own defensive end by Rome, but a mishap on the pass thwarted. Now a mishap from Los Angeles leads Rome back the other way. Opportunity far side of the pitch, trying to find some space. Pass stepping down, not going to go. Los Angeles gets to go back on the attack, or at least try to clear out of their defensive end.
Yeah, it looks like a high aggressive press from Rome in that situation, really forcing the right back for you have to send the ball, force it forward. Fortunately for them, getting a foot on that play, but really forcing LA to one side is Rome on this high press with their forwards, really putting that right forward just on top of the center back, not allowing that back pass to happen. In order for that to work, you really have to make sure your defense and your mids are marking in the backfield so that if anything slips through, you've got an immediate intercept and immediate turnover.
Good pickpocket work on the far side by Los Angeles. Trying to pass it ahead. We've seen a few of those long lead passes go awry. This one deflected, though, by Rome, so it'll stay with Los Angeles. Axel by Zahn. Addressing it for Los Angeles. Pass to the middle. And it's good defensive step. Los Angeles going to keep possession.
Just a good quick restart from Rome there, getting the foul, knowing the ball was already settled and taking the ball, immediately passing it to find a player in front and get a really nice turnover and opportunity in the attacking 23.
Far side on the attack, as that was Sofiane Moore for Rome. Moore trying to center that one, puts it right off the defense. That awareness a little bit that we talked about in the first match of kind of knowing where you are on the field and using your defender as almost a bank to send the ball out and make sure you keep possession. Centering feed trying to get there. Not going to go. Possession stays with Rome. Couldn't get the shot off. Good defensive work. Los Angeles back the other way. Through the middle of the pitch, pass left side. Unable to collect and corral, sends back to the middle as the kind of last effort shot from Los Angeles goes wide. Goalkeepers for this one, Eleanor Barr for Rome and Piper Coffey for Los Angeles.
Yeah, really good game awareness from Eleanor Barr, knowing that ball was touched last outside of the circle. And even though that ball ended up in the goal cage, it has to touch a player from the offense in the circle before it goes in the goal for it to be considered a goal. So since no one on the opposition touched the ball in the circle, that ball's allowed to go in the goal cage and it's coming out for Team Rome.
And Rome going to keep trying to counter the other way. Opportunity, zeros on the scoreboard, just about 6 minutes in to this opening quarter of this bronze medal match. Chance in front, loose, sliding through, and a good look for Rome, but Los Angeles gets some stellar defense and some stellar goalkeeping as Coffee tracked that one very well to make sure she got right on top of it.
Yeah, what a great use of a smother from Piper Coffee. Noticing the player on the back post, getting on the ground to cover as much surface area on the floor as possible for that low shot, able to get the ball, make a clutch save, and coming out for them.
Back and forth so far through quarter number one. Both teams really getting some chances, trying to test both keepers early on, and both teams having some cough-ups just like that towards midfield. Los Angeles in the white, trying to move across to this left-hand side.
What a great midfield transfer from LA there. Trying to switch the field, look for a different angle of opportunity into the circle. Just great passes, which require a lot of vision from this team to be able to receive the ball, look up, find the next pass without keeping the ball for too long.
In space there, Rome trying to move back on the attack. 8 minutes to play, opening quarter, zeros on the scoreboard. We saw a tight defensive match in the gold medal. Will the bronze be the same? Certainly looks like it early on, as we're going to get our first corner opportunity belonging to Rome. So we'll see what they're able to do with this one and how they attack this Los Angeles D.
Yeah, just a great job getting a foot in the circle, forcing LA to have to take this penalty corner against. It'll be nice to see what Coach Jess Schellenberger has up her sleeve for this one.
Up top, Chance looking for the tip, but the kick out from Coffee, held by Rome. Trying to keep on the attack, but not going to happen. So first corner of the match went to Rome, nothing able to come from it. Los Angeles trying to seize the momentum from a defensive stand and take it back the other end on their own.
Yeah, it looks like Rome right now in the midfield is utilizing a low press, allowing LA to take the ball back and around the back line if they would like to. LA choosing to take the ball hard through that press instead. But it's interesting to see the different pressing styles from Rome as the ball is higher into LA's circle, looking at that high aggressive press, and then as they start getting the ball more into the midfield, a little bit lower, a little more patient, waiting for a slip from LA.
As both teams really so far an even back and forth match, not necessarily what we saw in the gold medal match, as they were kind of ebbs and flows. This one, it's more of right up one way, right back the other way, and both teams kind of having chances really on both ends so far, with about 10 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Chance for LA. Kate Thompson. Reach whistle against LA. So Rome looking for their opportunity to clear out of their end and go back on the attack. They have the only corner so far. Both teams have had shot attempts.
As you can see on the left, Coach Jess Schellenberger being really specific with her coaching of her back line there. Schellenberger, head coach for Next Level PA, as I said, takes place in Mannheim, Pennsylvania. She played Division I hockey herself, a graduate from Michigan. She is very proud of that, as she should be. Michigan, the Big Ten champions this year in the NCAA. She's actually here coaching her daughter, Emma Schellenberger, who is a defender for this team. I believe she is not on the field right now, but a incredibly talented player in her own right. Looks like she actually might have just subbed in.
It's like she heard you were talking about her and knew that was her cue to make her appearance there on the pitch. As just about 11 minutes gone, opening quarter, zeros on the scoreboard. We talked last match about how a lot of times these tend to either be a lot of goals or very few at all. So far defensively, it feels like this might be shaping up for another not that many goals at all game with the way these two defenses have really played and closed the door.
Ooh, they almost proved you wrong there with that close ball over the post. Hey, if things go my way, I'm always looking for a penalty shootout at the end of these. So I love me a goal or two, but if we can keep this game even and finish up with a penalty shootout between these two teams, I always say that is my goal I would like, especially as a goalkeeper. Especially if you're a goalkeeper in this team, you can, sometimes, as much as you want to win, be able to showcase to these selectors what you can do on an 8-second shootout. It's a great opportunity if you can have it.
What are the nerves like as a goalkeeper going into that type of situation, both just in any given match, but also in a selection camp where you know all eyes are on you even more so, and that pressure, that one-on-one situation?
You know, there definitely is pressure. As we said in the first game, for these U-14s, this is all, but for the majority of them, just a big learning experience. There's not a lot of players being selected from the U-14 level. So being able to take that sort of pressure out of the picture and just play and have fun is great. But in regarding just a shootout pressure, the way I like to rationalize it is being a goalkeeper is a high pressure position all the time anyway. So honestly, the players who are feeling it the most are going to be your field players who aren't always put in that high pressure spot to have to perform at the moment they are called upon. Whereas as a goalie, that's usually the case for you. So that pressure between both field player and goalie is even in a penalty shootout, but the jump of pressure for a goalie is significantly less than a field player. So play to that to your advantage. Play with confidence, play with strength, and know that I think that the field player might be shaking in their boots a little bit more than you.
So what I'm hearing is you think that as a goalie, goalies deal with pressure better than the field players because you're adrenaline junkies that love having that pressure
Exactly.
on you.
Hey, you have to. If a ball's coming at your face at about like 80 miles per hour when you get up to these like higher levels in the NCAA, you have to be an adrenaline junkie to want a ball to come at you at those speeds and be like, yes, let it hit me.
Corner opportunity for LA, their first of the match. Just over a minute to go. Opening quarter, 1-0. Excuse me, opening quarter, 0-0. Previous game ended 1-0. Chance bouncing around. That one's going to go. And it's LA breaks through with just under a minute to go. Striking first. So LA gets their first corner, keeps it down around the goal, and they capitalize to make it count.
Yeah, what a great play on that corner. Even though the first shot ended up going wide with a great clear from Eleanor Barr, on that backspace shot from Tegan Kelly for LA, getting that rebound was super crucial for getting that goal in eventually.
And so LA scoring with less than a minute to go. Taking the 1-0 lead. Defensively, they've been good, but Rome has had plenty of chances. However, no more chances going to be coming in the opening quarter. So LA leading 1-0 after one, a late goal, the difference. We'll have second quarter action coming up after this quick break from Virginia Beach.
Grow the game.
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 Grow the game. Grow the game.
Grow the game.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
From credentials to luggage tags, even time standards tags for competitive swimmers, Bag Tags creates durable and distinct functional sporting events tags that are not only used as a security measure, but are also treasured keepsakes, marking special moments and milestones in an athlete's competitive career. Bag Tag services some of the most notable sporting events across the country. Fully customizable, totally unique, and made in the USA. Visit bagtagsinc.com today.
One goal scored in the opening quarter, that coming from Ellen Oswin for Team LA. They lead Team Rome 1-0 after the first quarter. Ren, thoughts on what you saw from these two teams, and if you're coaching their respective sides, what kind of adjustments do you want to try to make coming into quarter two?
Yeah, just talking a little bit on that goal, I think what led to that success was Los Angeles' ability to adjust after the first save off of the broken penalty corner, being able to be ready just outside the circle for that rebound, sending in to Oswin, who was ready at the stroke mark, just 7 meters out of the goal cage, to one-time that ball into the goal. That's something we call framing, where we have our forwards and our offensive players around the goal in certain dangerous positions so that they're ready for a ball once it goes into the circle. They're in the spot it's most likely going in order to get a touch for a shot.
Rome trying to counter. That goal from LA came with less than a minute to go. We'll see if they're able to jump back, or is LA going to be able to kind of set on this one goal? We saw the gold medal match ending with a 1-0 score. Both defenses in that opening quarter certainly had their moments, but you can't cough up a pass like that. Bad turnover doesn't turn into anything, but for LA and Rome, both of them looking for that next goal.
Yeah, I think that's just a direct result of a really strong, aggressive press from Rome, really forcing the LA defense to try and find some sort of pass. Obviously, one that ended up not being open from that really extreme press, and almost a great opportunity for Rome on that play.
LA in the white moving ahead, trying to get an opportunity. Had one back near side, as that was Tegan Kelly.
Yeah, really strong low defense from the right back for Rome. Able to get her stick low, keep her feet moving, and make an excellent tackle on that ball.
Kelly with the intercept, but coughed right back to Rome. So down by one, trying to push full steam ahead. That going to be negated, as LA a chance to try to set the offense back up. Anika Kick, the LA player who walked right into that defensive swarm. Rome going to come back on the offensive. Pass to the sideline, mishandled, and it'll be Rome's chance in the offensive end. We're going to jump right ahead quick. Get an opportunity in front. Shooting that one. going to be waved off. A good look for Rome.
Yeah, and that was a great offensive effort by, I believe, Lila Anderson, number 19, that right forward for Rome. Great job taking the ball speed into space that there was no defender for LA able to step up to her, get that ball really close into the goalkeeper. The referee just called a back stick for that reverse sweep. As I was talking about a little bit earlier, those back sweeps, those sweeps off the back stick, trying to say these kids at this age are quite reliant on those as they're trying to keep the ball on their left. If she can just open up, get that ball on her strong side, send a hard push, that's something we're trying to encourage these players to do. You're going to get a lot more force on that shot, make it a lot more difficult for that goalkeeper to anticipate where the ball is going.
But a good effort from her to kind of, as you mentioned, to see the space, to capitalize on it. Something to keep an eye on, because it seems like even from that pass there, she's got the confidence to go head first right toward the cage and try to make something happen again. So for Rome, as it sits right now, she's really been one of those offensive players that's basically looks like taking control, saying, I'm going to create something for us. We need to get on the board.
Yeah, she's doing a great job of taking the ball with speed and with confidence. If she continues to get some opportunities in the circle, I think we're going to see some really good scoring opportunities from her.
Pass in, that shot was wide. Never a danger for Piper Coffee. Pass across, mishandled by the defense. It'll stay with LA. 10 minutes to go, second quarter, 1-0. A late first quarter goal from LA coming from Oswin. The difference maker so far in this bronze medal match.
As we're seeing right now, one of the consequences of having a high press for Rome is that center of the field is quite open if your mids are not stepping up and staying in front of their players. So LA taking advantage of that open middle of the field to get the ball up into their attacking 23.
Trying to pass to one of her teammates on the left side, poked out, and Rome going to come right back on the attack as trying to counter and find the gaps in this defense. Finding one there. Chance, good defensive positioning to stop and prevent that pass. LA back the other way. Caught in the feet of the defense. Going to stay with LA. They move up left side of the pitch. Pass looks like it jumped over the stick, was unable to be settled by Kelly.
Yeah, almost a great play by number 14, Kate Thompson for LA. Able to take the ball with speed, find that pass after the quick restart. Just unlucky for her. The ball ended up going out of bounds for her teammate.
Pass ahead, intercepted. As Rome having a few of those kind of stretch lead passes get intercepted by this LA defense here in the middle portion of quarter number 2. They've got the lead, but certainly can't settle and just kind of sit with it. As Rome's shown, they've got what it takes to keep pressing and to get back on the board to try to draw this one even.
Yeah, Rome getting a lot of really strong looks at goal, especially with Lila Anderson on that right side. If they continue to get those free shots in the circle, I could see this game going into a 1-1 tie, or maybe even flipping the other way for Rome being up eventually. Right now, we still have LA up 1-0. LA doing a great job of continuing to get this ball down the field when they have possession for it. But a lot of play on both ends of the field.
And good back and forth battle. Certainly it feels like that punch, counter punch, punch, counter punch. Not one team garnering most of the momentum. We'll see if that changes as this one goes on. But Rome trailing by 1. They had what they thought might have been the equalizer waved off. trying to find another opportunity here.
And that was a great run to the corner by Mac Kantz, number 27 for Rome. Just unable to completely receive the ball on that one-hand reception. Ball just slipping off of her stick and over the end line. Mac Kantz, great player in her own right. I was fortunate enough to coach her last year for this exact tournament. Older sister Caroline is actually going to my alma mater, American University, in the fall. So Kantz coming from a really strong field hockey family and gets the opportunity to play for bronze today.
Rome trailing LA 1-0 here. You see the scoreboard there in the background. Just about 6 minutes to go in this second quarter. Trying to get a scoring opportunity, trying to create something for Rome.
Yeah, quick restart from Schellenberger, trying to take up the ball herself and then insert the ball into the circle. However, sending the ball into a lot of LA players who are all swarming her on defense. For the next play, if she can find a way to send the ball back and find another angle into the circle, I think that's going to be a little bit more successful for Rome.
And something we've kind of seen from that Rome defense, or from that LA defense, it seems, is they managed to clog up a lot of space really well. Those passing lanes, the open fields of green on the pitch really aren't there for Rome as this LA defense getting in lanes, kind of closing things down through the first little bit.
Yeah, LA really opting to close the middle of the field, which is why if you're Coach Schellenberger, you really want to encourage your Rome offense to take the ball out wide to the sides, try and get an opportunity maybe down the baseline. Look for those outside opportunities instead of trying to force the ball down the middle.
Corner opportunity for Rome, just under 5 minutes to go, opening half. Their second of the match so far, looking to draw even here at 1-1. Pass, looking, drop back. Shot deflected, dipped out, so it'll stay with Rome. But thoughts on the opportunity Rome able to create off that corner?
Yeah, honestly, I'd like to shout out the great trail running from Los Angeles in that situation. Have the flyer step out to Emma Schellenberger, who was receiving that ball, who then slipped it left, I'm pretty sure, to Anderson. But that right trail, being able to identify that pass, step up on the ball, get a touch on it to allow that shot to go high and wide over the baseline to set us up for a free hit coming in for Rome. And more importantly, not a shot on goal.
As Rome tried to counter that into a shot at goal, a chance here. Pass in front. The defense closing the gap, pushing it out. LA's defense stays strong, but Rome keeps possession. Trying to weave through the defense, a clump of bodies right in front. Ball going to go out. We'll see who touched it last. They say, once again, that goes off of LA, so it stays with Rome.
Yeah, really smart from LA, from that left back who received the ball in what could have been a dangerous spot for them if they were able to get stripped of that ball in that space, just to clear the ball hard and wide down their left baseline where no one was standing. You'd rather take a free hit coming into the circle than a penalty corner or a shot on goal.
And finally, after what seemed like a solid 5 minutes of Rome just keeping the pressure right on, keeping possession, ball comes back to LA. Just about 2 minutes to go. Second quarter, 1-0 the score. Oswine scoring with less than a minute to play in the opening quarter. That's all we have so far in this one.
Yeah, right there, a demonstration of the effectiveness of Rome's high press. As you saw that left back for Los Angeles, trying to find an opportunity to pass to her teammates, but unable to find someone cleanly. Tried to take it herself, but ends up being a turnover for Rome in that situation.
Shot attempt kicked out. Rome keeps possession, though. And working out of the right corner. As looks like Quinn Tracy was the attacking Roman. But whistle going to go, and it'll come back to LA.
That was actually Emma Schellenberger again as that right back. Looks like she's, or at that right mid positions, looks like she's pushed up from that defensive spot she was playing in order to try and create some offensive opportunity for Rome in that space. Opting to take the ball herself. I would like to see maybe some chances for a pass back in order to then switch that angle like we talked about. LA really closing that space on that baseline that Schellenberger was trying to put the ball into.
And something we've seen, you hit on it there, something that we've kind of seen from Rome on the offensive half of the pitch is a lot of times there have been chances maybe to create space for a teammate, get the ball to a teammate, but it's been more of a take it myself and try to score type of aspect, which can work at times, but hasn't worked so far for Rome. LA tried to counter, that one going to be cleared out. Just about 20 seconds to go. Opening half, 1-0. LA leading Rome.
You know, and I think that's sometimes the situation when you go into tournaments like Junior Nexus. You have a lot of great individual players. You know, they showcase their individual skill, which gets them to these spots. But when you play in a tournament-style competition, you have to be able to play as a team player and find those passes and then make the movement off the ball and not just be able to rely on yourself and your own strength.
2 quarters done. 2 quarters to go in this bronze medal game. It's a 1-0 score. LA leading Rome. We'll be back from Virginia Beach with the second half in just a few minutes.
Same as lame. Field hockey players have stick. They've got vibe. They've got that tuning fork in their hearts that goes off when a ball thumps the backboard of a goal. Field hockey is for the mold breakers, the convention challengers, the trailblazers, people who think outside the box and come alive inside the circle. Sure, there will always be those who mindlessly take the road more traveled, think the same, do the same, play the same. Field hockey players know that the strength of the pack is the wolf, and that the strength of the wolf is the pack. We know we're different, and we're proud of it. It's how we stand out. It's how we fit in. Like eagles, we soar individually, yet value family and togetherness highly. Join us. We're the minority of millions that get it. There's a stick waiting to be picked up, lifelong friendships to be made, goals to be a part of, victories, defeats, draws, and more. Stories to be told, with you, by you, of you. There's a field hockey team waiting to be called yours. Game on. Dare to differ.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Grow the game.
Grow the game.
Grow the game.
Grow the game!
Grow the game.
Grow the game. Grow the game.
Grow the game.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
From credentials to luggage tags, even time standards tags for competitive swimmers, Bag Tags creates durable and distinct functional sporting events tags that are not only used as a security measure, but are also treasured keepsakes, marking special moments and milestones in an athlete's competitive career. Bag Tag services some of the most notable sporting events across the country. Fully customizable, totally unique, and made in the USA. Visit bagtagsinc.com today.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they could sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Halftime in Virginia Beach, the bronze medal match as LA leading 1-0 over Rome. Osline, the only goal coming late in the first quarter. Bren, thoughts from both sides. If you're leading each team quickly, what are you telling to each team coming into the second half?
You know, for LA, I think the biggest point of contention right now is that high press that Rome is pushing on them. If you're LA, you have to, if you're Coach Stephanie Seeley for LA, you have to encourage your defense to stay calm under pressure. Know that with a high press, with high forward, there are going to be gaps in the midfield. You need your midfielders to pop in front, find that open space. You're going to have to risk it, usually with a hard ball from your side backs down the line, able to find those small gaps in those pockets. That's your best opportunity with a high press that Rome is providing right now. If you're Rome, if you're Coach Jess Schellenberger, you have to keep the pressure going. The high press is working. It's backing LA into a corner. But then once you get the ball, let's try and utilize the numbers we have up the field because of that high press and get a quality opportunity on goal.
As Rome right off the hop, trying to get an opportunity here. The pass got all the way through. Maybe just a stride too slow to get there. And it was sitting right in front of an empty goal, but the defense from LA made sure that this one stayed at 1-0.
Yeah, great job from the LA defender at right back, being able to identify that open space and be there for the crossing ball so that no Rome player was in that space to be able to get that tip.
As LA in the white, Rome in the red. Opportunity for Rome. They had the first offensive chance of half number 2. LA getting that goal with under a minute to play in the opening quarter. Worked across to the near side. Good opportunity for Rome, thwarted by the defense. They're going to keep pressure on.
Great defensive play by Victory McGuire in the defensive position for LA, being able to take the ball, stuff that offensive opportunity, and keep Rome out of the circle in this surge right now.
And LA pushing Rome into that corner, able to sneak it out and try to head back towards midfield on their own. Pushed all the way back. Whistle going to go against Rome. So LA, a chance to kind of shift the tables and try to grab some offensive momentum here early in this third quarter.
However, I believe while it was a foul against Rome, it was a smart foul for them to be able to stop that surge from LA, get numbers behind the ball, force LA to reset and create a build. And for now, it's worked for Rome in their favor.
Pass was intercepted, but again, we've seen it a couple of times happen in the opening half. The pass just sent a little bit too far ahead of the intended target. Good read on that one from Sophia and Moore. Just couldn't connect with her teammate. And LA, another chance offensively, almost coughed it up right there, giving Rome a golden egg, and they do, sending it out. So a chance down low for Rome, down by 1 early in this third quarter.
Yeah, it is the right play for Moore in that situation to send the ball down that line. It's the responsibility of the forward to then sort of create that cut to lead onto the ball that's going into space, and then get that ball down the baseline for an opportunity on goal.
Far side, Rome trying to create some space, but the swarming defense from LA causes the turnover once again. That defense we've talked about continues to be good early stages of quarter number 3.
And it hasn't been easy for them with this Rome press, really not letting LA send that ball back to their center back in order to create a transfer down the right side, forcing that ball to the LA's left side of the field, their weak side, as they are able to get the ball out now. Ultimately picked off by Rome regardless.
And Rome holds, but pressure again steps out, taking a tumble, as might have gotten tripped up for LA there. 10-13 to go, third quarter. LA leading 1-0. Pinned to the sideline. The pass from Osline, unable to go anywhere. She was the goal scorer, the lone tally so far. We saw the gold medal match go 1-0. This one's certainly the makings of a defensive showdown, but Rome pressing, trying to draw even.
However, I would say it's a defensive showdown for one side. Rome has really created the pressure in these past 2 quarters, forcing LA to have to keep the ball out, not allow too many shots on their goalkeeper in this situation, and Rome just continues to push and push and push.
Third corner upcoming of the match for Rome. We'll see if they're able to capitalize on this one and make something happen. Up top, settled shot across just wide of the far post. As diving across was Piper Coffey, but the shot goes just wide and out. So a bit of a pause, but Rome right back on the attack with the interception. Tiptoeing around, cutting across. Ball poked out, rolls to the sideline. Rome trying to track it down before it gets there. They will. But the defensive pressure from LA can't get them past midfield. That pressure from Rome increasing. It feels like every moment stepping in, opportunity. Defense closing down right in front of the goal. But Rome going to keep possession. Shot, far post, deflected. Sideline, Rome trying to track it down. Whistle though, I'm gonna give it back to LA. They just want to clear at this point, but Rome holds. Offensive opportunity.
Yeah, this continues to be the same story for both Rome and LA. LA being able to defend their circle, get these free hits coming out. However, I think they just need to slow down their level of play right now. They're trying to take the ball fast with speed, try and find an option early, but it's getting picked off a little bit too soon. I think they're rushing the ball just a tad. If they can slow down the play, look up, really find the first pass, then I think they'll find some more success opening up and finding quicker passes down the line. But I think it's that first pass that's getting intercepted often for LA in the situation. It's creating the chances for Rome to get in the circle. Just take a breath, look up, see where your options are.
And with 6.5 minutes to go in this third quarter, it's been all Rome so far, and certainly has that feeling of one's going to break through sooner or later. It's just a matter of when, with the kind of chances, the quality of chances Rome seems to be getting and the way they're pressing this LA team.
Yeah, just an unlucky situation there with the free hit from inside the 23-meter mark, not in the circle yet. That ball has to go 5 before it can enter the circle. The umpire identified that it had not gone 5 before it went in, therefore calling the ball for LA to take the free hit.
As there's that first pass once again, intercepted by Rome. Rome coughed it up, where LA got it back, but hemmed in, trying to get towards midfield. Red jerseys step right up and take it back. Rome on the attack once more. Far side. Chance rolls out, as that'll be LA possession. But like you mentioned, Rome certainly right on top of LA every time they're trying to clear out, forcing them to make those quick passes without really a chance to breathe, causing those turnovers. That's a lot of what we're seeing in this one, is Rome really leading the charge here with 4:58 to go in the third quarter, trailing by 1.
And there's that hard ball in the pocket that we were looking for LA to attempt to take in order to get out of that high Rome press.
Rare offensive possession for LA the way this third quarter's gone. Shot back, looked like it might have hit the shins of one of the Rome defenders.
Looks like, however, that might have been missed by our umpires on the field. However, it's still an LA possession. Just going to be a free hit coming in just a couple yards back than where we would have expected it.
Pass in, trying to move. Shot. That one goes high. Wanted to get it, look like, into that top far corner, but just sent it over the goal instead. Good chance for LA, though.
It's just a great shot from Tegan Kelly. I think even more impressive was her ability to identify that she had space at the top of the circle, was able to pop right in front of her defender, just at the front, get that past the, qualify for the 5-meter distance before entering the circle, finding that space off her backhand and getting the shot off. Of course, it sailed a little bit high, but an excellent play for her nevertheless.
Ball into right in front, trying to soccer it out. And not going to roll to the sideline, just able to keep it in LA. As having to come up big for Rome was Eleanor Barr. She answered the call, keeping this score at just 1. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Pass across, stepping in, trying to feed it in front. The opportunity was there. Kate Thompson couldn't snake it through. Good defense from Rome. LA going to hold, cutting across. Jurabino keeps possession for LA. Into the circle. Whistle gonna go, and the opportunity for LA coming up on the corner as they lead by 1, getting their second corner of the match so far. 2:12 to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, just a great offensive effort by Francesca Irabino into that circle, trying to find the foot. Just that congested space in there allowed for some exposed feet. Was able to hit one off. Now it's a corner for LA, which is great for them.
Up top, shot, rolling through, kicked out. Rome gonna try to turn and immediately move it upfield and get back on the attack, trailing by 1. The first 10 to 12 minutes of this third quarter controlled almost exclusively by Rome. LA with a late push, seeing if they can make something happen and double up on that lead.
Oh, and look at the effort there from Matt Kantz, running all the way across the width of the field to try and get that ball. Just a great effort from her to be able to attempt to keep that ball in the field. Unlucky for her, it still went out, but just some great running from her nevertheless.
That press you've talked about from Rome causing a turnover there. They tried to center. Not going to go, but again, hard pressure applied instantly, it feels, by Rome every time LA has had possession. It's kind of been the story of this third quarter.
Yeah, I think for Rome, being able to stay calm under pressure is going to be what's important for them. They're getting the ball, they're getting the opportunities, but I think they're throwing them away just a tad by feeling like they need to release the ball so fast. We talked about those quick releases, but they still have to be with intention, not just giving up the ball in the middle of the field, just getting those small back stick touches that have been getting called recently. Get your feet around, look up for a real pass in the circle, try and get a quality shot on goal.
The opportunity right in front was sent wide and just enough to kind of run out the rest of the third quarter. So 3 quarters in the books, 1 to go. LA leading Rome 1-0. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in just a minute.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
What does happiness mean to you?
Being in the ocean with you, watching you catch super fun waves.
In Virginia Beach, happiness is breaking barriers and savoring the sunshine.
I couldn't pick a better place or a better person to be with. This is what makes me happy.
Happiness is going all out.
And taking it all in.
Here, happiness is whatever you make it. Find yours in Virginia Beach.
1 quarter left to go. 1-0 the score here in this bronze medal match. LA leading Rome as we prepare for the final stanza. Bren, we saw Rome get a bunch of chances early on. LA had just a few, and then Rome kind of controlled things again. From your perspective, if you're trying to coach up this Rome team and say, you know, guys, like, we're getting the chances, they're there, what are you telling them, knowing that it's frustrating, you've had the chances, but you're still sitting at a 1-goal deficit?
Yeah, well, for our perspective here, I would say the issue for Rome isn't the amount of opportunities they're having because they're getting those opportunities. It's the quality of those opportunities. They're getting balls into the circle, into the attacking 23. But when it comes to getting chances on goal, we're not really seeing too much of substance. I would love to see more framing of the cage, players on far post, maintaining possession down the baseline, opening up, looking for stronger opportunities to really test Piper Coffee in this goal. While she is a strong keeper, nevertheless, let's really pressure her, get players around her to make it feel like that she has to be tested in that goal.
And for Rome, right off the bat, they get possession and just trying to make something happen. We look at LA, they had a couple of decent chances in the third quarter, but mostly they've been back on their heels as Rome trying to make something happen here again. For LA, what do they need to do differently? We talked about kind of getting that pass off as soon as you have it, but what else do they need to do differently? On a scoring chance, shot sent wide. What do you want to see from LA to try to change things up and to flip the script here in fourth quarter?
Well, in this situation, considering they're in the fourth quarter, we can now, again, slow down the level of play, get players back more on defense. They've done a great job of holding this fort down on D. Let's take advantage of that and use that to their strength. They don't need to score another goal in the situation if they're up 1-0 and they're, avoiding getting real shots on cage from Rome. So let's push back. Let's put our defenders a little bit deeper, find those pockets inside the center, force Rome to have to spread out this high press, and then just find those connecting balls in the middle. Maintaining possession is the goal if you're LA.
For LA, not necessarily something they did too well in the third quarter, maintaining possession, and we've already seen it here. Rome really feels like every time LA gets toward the midfield line, Rome able to just kind of put up a wall and take it right back.
And that has been the case. You're so right, Isaac. However, once they're getting into the circle, I think they're so antsy to want to shoot and get that ball in cage, when in reality there is more space in that circle, especially on those quick transition plays. If they can open up, keep the ball a little more, wait to get those numbers up, I think they're going to find that they have a lot more success instead of just trying to take the ball on their own.
As that one right there just kind of thrown toward the circle from LA, they're able to get it back, see if they can kind of set something up and maintain possession. That question immediately answered as Rome has it and just sends it off all the way down to the end of the field. Can't get it with the forward, but a look for Rome that maybe they want to capitalize on, taking advantage in transition like that.
Yeah, as you see, Coach Schellenberger gesturing her players to get up the field, set the press, do what they've been doing so successfully by limiting these chances.
Turnover right in front. Chance. Rome trying to make something of it. Stepping in. Shot loose. Held. Not going to be able to capitalize on it, but a good look from Rome. A good chance right inside the circle.
Yeah, great chance from Lila Anderson, but it's the same story. She's able to get the ball into the middle of the field, deeper into the circle to sort of play that one-on-one opportunity against Piper Coffee. But if she, instead of trying to take that ball on her reverse, if she can open, really make it hard for Coffee to anticipate which side of the goal this ball is going on, she's going to find that she has a lot more goal to work with and a lot better of a scoring opportunity. I'm saying it's honestly a miracle that the ball hasn't gone into the back of the LA goal cage. And that's part due to this great defensive work and this great goalkeeping by Piper Coffee, but I think also due to some of the missed opportunities from Rome to be able to get a strong shot on goal. I don't think we've seen a real strong shot in a while from this team in red.
It almost has felt like at times Rome's got a little frustrated that they can't get to those great scoring areas and just try to fling something toward the net, hoping that something will stick and make its way through.
Yeah, and as this clock winds down, that tension, that frustration is only going to continue to grow. So to be able to maintain and keep that level of frustration down is something that Coach Schellenberger has to demonstrate for her team in this situation. You know, these players are on the field, levels of stress are high. If we can get that sideline and that coaching line to encourage her team to stay calm under pressure, to continue doing what they're doing and be confident in it, then we're going to find these levels of stress to go down, level of frustration to go down, and just a bit calm on the ball.
Just about 9 minutes to go, fourth quarter. 1 goal differential. LA and Rome, this bronze medal match. The only goal coming from Oswine at 14:05 of the opening quarter. As Rome just clears it all the way down, clears it out. LA in the white, Rome in the red.
And if history repeats itself for Rome, this is going to be the situation they want to be in, this high press, really putting all of the pressure on this back line to perform and play perfectly.
As they're able to create the turnover there, trying to center it. Good defensive work to track it down for LA. As Anika kick the defender there. They can't clear it out though. Rome holds, pass to the center, intercepted. Trying to work its way out. Not going to go Rome's way. LA quickly trying to restart, get over midfield. Pass near side, intercepted. Rome flings one up through the middle. That was Sedney who helped jumpstart things back the other way. On the attack, left side. Waiting, shot. That one goes wide, didn't touch anybody else, goes straight out. And another example of what you were kind of talking about there, getting into a situation where you don't necessarily know what you're going to do with it, where it's going on the pass, and an opportunity kind of wasted for Rome.
Yeah, and I think that's also due to we need numbers in the circle for Rome. If we're going to take the ball down to the baseline, there has to be an option far post for Rome to pass to in those situations. And right now, only 2 players in the circle for Rome during that opportunity. It's just not enough in order to get a real chance on goal from a baseline ball.
And is that one of those things as a coach where you see that and you kind of address to your team, hey guys, like if you get yourself in this situation, try to back your way out to give your team time to either support or just create something else?
I would say the run is great. We actually need more from the rest of the players to get into the field early. If you don't see that pass, then you do have to open up and try and create another opportunity somewhere else. As you said, maybe a pass back to what we call, I guess no one really calls it a dog leg anymore. It's a 90 pass because the pass is 90 degrees from the baseline. Look for that sort of back pass. But in order for that to happen, we need players in the circle. And right now, Rome is just not have those opportunities right now.
Up the sideline, LA. Stays in, has it coughed out. And Rome going to try to go back on the attack. The pass just goes directly out. So they'll kind of waste their own opportunity there here. 5.5 minutes to go, fourth quarter. LA leading by 1. Intercepted just shy of midfield. Play up, pulled away. That was Sedney. Rome, pressure being applied from LA in their defensive end. Quartet of white jerseys were hovering around that, but managing to sneak it out momentarily before LA gets it back. Top of the circle. Pass in, bouncing. Rome trying to send to the sideline. Getting out of there, getting out of harm's way, and Rome outweights LA denying that potential offensive opportunity, at least for the moment.
Yeah, one thing the referees have been trying to encourage players with this tournament is to make sure they are settling the ball before they play the free hit. A lot of times these players, trying to take the ball fast, trying to take the ball speed, aren't settling it before they take it. So these umpires have been continuously, it's been a pattern this tournament, reminding the players to let the ball settle. It has to stop before you can take it again.
Up to the sideline, Rome trying to go back on the offensive. LA trying to seize a little bit of momentum and potentially run some time off this clock. Up by 1, under 4 minutes to go. Bronze medal match here from Virginia Beach. Trying to work that back to the middle, intercepted Rome. Moving ahead. Pass to the middle, intercepted. Good step defensively by LA to close that gap. And sends her team back on the attack. Apologies for the technical issues there. Still 1-0. LA and Rome, just over 3 minutes to go. Rome in the red. Offensive chance, trying to center it. 4 bodies there for Rome. Shot, and that one's going to find its way through from the far side. Rome able to make it count in the final minutes as Lila Anderson, the goal scorer for Red, and Rome, it's 1-1.
Yeah, I also really want to credit Brooklyn Thomason, number 18, who was able to take that ball with speed on the left side of the circle. She did a really good job of really strong dribble with her left hand, keeping the ball out of reach from that LA defender who is trying to get to the ball, keeping it just out in front of her so that it wasn't blocking the defender from getting to the ball, but out of reach so that she still had main control of it. At this age, it's a one-handed dribble is quite hard for these players. So really impressive from her that she had the strength to be able to play that.
And Rome had been pressing all around the goal, creating opportunities. They got one through. They're going to have a corner chance here, but you'd mentioned getting more bodies, having more bodies right around the goal mouth. Rome had 4 right there, and they were finally able to break one through.
Yeah, it's just a direct result of having numbers in the circle in order to get those loose touches on the ball. Looks like this penalty corner was from a push in the back from Tegan Kelly, number 1, just trying to get back on that play. Accidental, but because it's a hard push from a ball that was going into the circle, it's a breakdown foul, ends up being upgraded to a corner.
Pass across, Rome. Trying to get another one late in. Shot, kick save, still there. Trying to shoot. And another good opportunity for Rome. Couldn't make it count. We're still sitting at 1-1. And you just might get your wish.
You know what? I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I've predicted the results of both of these games so far. Now, I mean, one of these teams, we still have 55 seconds. One of these teams might prove me wrong in this situation. But some of my other partners would say this never usually happens. So I'm quite excited for myself in this situation. I'm very excited if we get to go to a penalty shootout in this bronze medal game.
40 seconds to go. LA looks like they're just looked like they wanted to back it into the corner and run some time off. Rome, of course, trying to counter that. Now with 27 seconds, LA putting a full press the other way. They led from late in the first quarter to late here in the fourth before Rome was able to capitalize into the circle. Collection of bodies. And an opportunity coming for LA late in this one.
Yeah, and just as a note for anyone who has not watched field hockey all that often, even though the clock is still down at 0, this penalty corner will still be played out once there is a foul, a goal, a ball over the baseline, or outside of the hash marks in the circle will be when the corner is over.
Chance for LA. Pass up top. Deflected. That one goes out and over. So 4 quarters, not enough. Your lucky streak continues as this regulation ending 1-1. A late goal from Anderson for Rome ties it up. We're going to see some fun here in the next few minutes.
Yeah, just some guidelines for a penalty shootout. In particular, a usual penalty shootout is a best of 5 between both teams. For the Nexus Championships, it is actually a best of 3. Right now, the referees are meeting with 2 representatives from each team for a coin flip. This will determine who will shoot first on the other team's goalkeeper. You get 8 seconds to take the goalkeeper on one-on-one for a chance on goal. Now, you come from a bit of an ice hockey background. Unlike ice hockey, where you get 1 chance on goal, you get as many chances as you can within that 8-second opportunity. If the ball goes over the baseline or goes outside of the circle, or if 8 seconds ends completely, then there is no goal. The goalkeeper has been successful. If, of course, there is a goal, then obviously that means the shooter has been successful and there has been a point. Now, if there's a foul from the goalkeeper in the circle, that can be a redo for the attacking player, or upgraded to a penalty stroke, depending on the severity of the infraction. Usually, if an intentional foul will be a stroke, unintentional foul will probably be a redo. That's of course up to the discretion of the referees in this situation.
As a goalkeeper, you're in this situation with a penalty shootout. What kind of things are you looking at from the shooters to kind of determine either what they're going to try to do, what they're thinking, or just to throw them completely off? What are you looking at from the shooter as you prepare yourself?
A lot of times I'm looking for that first pull. So for me, I try to meet the field player right up at the stroke mark. I don't want to be too deep. That creates too much space for the field player to work with. I also want to stay on my feet. The longer I can stay on my feet, the better. If I go down too early, then that's giving the field player the entire goal to eventually work with if I can't stay with her while on the ground.
LA will shoot first.
Looks like that'll be Tegan Kelly on the ball first, going against Eleanor Barr, of course, in goal for Rome.
My hand up is ready for play.
As Kelly waiting, addresses in, looking, Barr across, shot, loose, looked like it hit the post, and that's going to be no good for LA as Barr comes up big with a little bit of help from the post.
Yeah, we do love our posts as goalkeepers. An unfortunate play from Kelly going off the post. She made a really good pull on that ball, trying to trick the goalie by going right, pulling back, just missed it.
Rome, quick step over, space, looking back in, time gonna run out. So first round goes nada, and we'll come into round 2 as Samantha Saltzman will address for LA. Ahead, full steam. Across, that one goes out. So LA unsuccessful.
Saltzman just trying to take the ball quick, one full pull and then a finish. Sometimes a really good strategy to keep the goalie off of balance, especially a goalkeeper is able to stay on their feet well. It just didn't work out for her in this situation.
Chance for Rome. Diving out, good work by the keeper as Coffey able to get a stick on it and knock it out outside of the circle.
Been some excellent goalkeeping from Coffey. You have to understand that she's been playing very aggressively on these balls, really just not giving Rome a chance to even get a shot against her.
Irabino, the final shooter in this best of 3 before we go. She turns, shoots, that one trickling over and not gonna go, as Irabino thought she'd put her team ahead, but no dice.
Just a great last-ditch effort from Eleanor Ball to get a touch on that ball to slow it down. Just missed the 8-second mark for it to go over the end line.
A chance for a walk-off here for Rome. Diving, Coffee reaches out, and that not gonna go either. So 3 rounds complete, nobody able to score.
So now in this situation, we will go to a sudden death situation. Each team will go 1-on-1. They have to pick a new shootout taker. So the 3 that just went for each team cannot go again. It has to be a new player to take this shootout for either team. If one team scores and the other doesn't, then it's game over. Whichever team scores first while the other does not score is the ultimate winner of this. So really intense stuff going on here. A great effort from both sides. I think one thing to identify is also the goalkeeping strategy has been so different. Eleanor Barr a bit more reserved, a bit more patient, allowing the player to make a decision and trying to play off of that choice. Piper Coffee, a bit more aggressive, trying to utilize her stick to strip the ball off of Rome's stick before they even have a chance.
4th round of the shootout, Rome will shoot first. Ahead, diving, tripped up, and so that one doesn't go in, but another opportunity for Rome.
Some good sportsmanship from Piper Coffee there, checking in on the player that she tripped, make sure she's okay. But of course, taking out the player without the ball, definite upgrade to a penalty stroke.
Chance here. Shot. That one's not going to go. Coffee comes up big. Gets a little help from her post again.
Again, it's that magic of the post. She's got to go over giving a nice little pat because it has been working overtime for both goalies today.
Skibo, the shooter for LA. A chance to win it. Across. Shooting save made as Barr gets in the way. And we're still right where we started this shootout. 0-0. And we're going to go to the 5th round.
Isaac, this is so exciting for me. Just seeing, especially just some excellent goalkeeping. It always makes me happy to see a 0-0 score on a shootout.
Chance for Rome. Ahead, shot. Rolling through. And Rome going to get it on the board. A chance for LA coming right after this. But LA must score.
Looks like a bit of confusion on the play. There has to be one more shootout for LA. Hey, Eleanor Barr, especially with all of these extra shootouts going on, it's totally easy to get a bit confused as to who gets to shoot when the shootout is over. Love a little bit of excitement from her, but she's got to get her levels back down, stay focused. This is her opportunity to lead Rome to a victory.
A premature celebration. Now LA a chance to send it to the 6th. Can they do just that? And they do. LA comes back and ties it at 1 apiece. So looks like Barr was unable to pull those levels back down, get herself back in check. LA capitalizes it. On to the 6th we go. Rome ahead, stopping and kicked right out by Coffee. Got the ball at her feet, sent it away, and so now it's LA with a chance to win it. Bottom of the 6th.
Coffee, good patience, knowing the Rome player was just a little bit too close to her to be able to go around her. Stayed strong, held her feet there, able to get the ball off of the Rome player.
Kate Thompson shooting for LA. Ahead, cuts, looks, shoots, a save made, sends it outside the cage. Onto the 7th we go.
That's a lot of rounds, especially for best out of 3 shootout. Isaac, I think the longest I've ever gone is 9 rounds in a shootout. So if these guys can go past that, I give them my applause.
Only 1 goal scored so far through 6 rounds. We will see how far into this one we can go. You said you wanted a shootout.
This is definitely a shootout.
We got a shootout and a goalkeeper's duel so far.
I guess the question is how many more people in each roster for Rome and LA do they have willing to take a shootout for either team? As we said before, it has to be a new person each time.
Anika kick to shoot. LA ahead, approaching, shooting, diving across, save made, second attempt, then across the line and out. As you see Eleanor Barr giving her crossbar a little love, thanking the posts. And so bottom of the 7th we go, Rome a chance to win it.
Yeah, really great patience from Barr to wait for the shot and then commit.
Ahead, shooting, just pushed it wide. Saw Coffee coming right at her. Tried to take advantage, but sent it wide. So back to LA as Victory McGuire will shoot here in the 8th. McGuire ahead to her right, through. She's going to score. McGuire gets it past Barr, and LA takes the lead. A chance to claim this one here with a stop from Piper Coffee. Rome wants to even it here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, Victory McGuire just doing a good job of finishing that shot early, knowing Eleanor was going to follow in that space.
In, shot, save made, and that's going to do it. We went 8 rounds in this shootout, but it's LA that comes out on top. Victory McGuire, the winner in the shootout for LA, as they claim this bronze medal match victory in the shootout.
I have to say this was a showcase of some goalkeeper talent. 2 really diverse strategies going into this, as we saw Eleanor Barr stay home in her cage, stay patient, stay on her feet, wait for the shot to come, and then we saw Piper Coffee a bit more aggressive, going at the ball, utilizing her stick, really forcing Rome to have to make a decision early on the ball. High risk, high reward for her, especially in this situation with a win.
That'll do it for this one. Thanks for joining us for the gold and bronze medal matches from the Regional Training Center at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Team LA topping Team Rome 2-1 in this bronze medal fight. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
Let's go!
Cova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit covapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
From credentials to luggage tags, even time standards tags for competitive swimmers, Bag Tags creates durable and distinct functional sporting events tags that are not only used as a security measure, but are also treasured keepsakes, marking special moments and milestones in an athlete's competitive career. Bag Tag services some of the most notable sporting events across the country. Fully customizable, totally unique, and made in the USA. Visit bagtagsinc.com today.
Hampton Roads has a long-running high school and college sports tradition. It's time to give them the spotlight they deserve. This is 757 Sports Talk.
Usually it's Hatfield. That's why I try to tell everybody, get on Hatfield. He is the legal scribe, the talking head that knows all this, puts the whammies on. We do things different on this podcast. That's why we're rated number 3 in the state.
You got Play-Doh? Get out of here!
We got people all over the globe watching with us. Sitting in a phone booth with you would be very...
well, no, we got to have your own phone booth. I'm not sitting in a phone booth with you.
It is 757 Saturday Sports Talk here on Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe.
Grow the game.
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 Grow the game. Grow the game.
Grow the game.
Get ready for the concert event of the summer.
On the road again.
Catch Willie Nelson and family. Bob Dylan. Turnpike Troubadours. And more at the Outlaw Music Festival's 10th anniversary tour, July 29th. Veterans United Home Loans Amphitheater at Virginia Beach. Get access to preferred tickets with your city card. For tickets and more, go to livenation.com and outlawmusicfestival.com.
Same as lame. Field hockey players have stick. They've got vibe. They've got that tuning fork in their hearts that goes off when a ball thumps the backboard of a goal. Field hockey is for the mold breakers, the convention challengers, the trailblazers, people who think outside the box and come alive inside the circle. Sure, there will always be those who mindlessly take the road more traveled, think the same, do the same, play the same. Field hockey players know that the strength of the pack is the wolf, and that the strength of the wolf is the pack. We know we're different, and we're proud of it. It's how we stand out. It's how we fit in. Like eagles, we soar individually, yet value family and togetherness highly. Join us. We're the minority of millions that get it. There's a stick waiting to be picked up, lifelong friendships to be made, goals to be a part of, victories, defeats, draws, and more. Stories to be told with you, by you, of you. There's a field hockey team waiting to be called yours. Game on. Dare to differ.